Guys, that's your Ray Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Send some positive vibes, some love your way, especially if you need it out there today. Today we have Lady of Ireth, who just recently received a big, significant buff, and I am a massive fan. I love when they nail it on these buffs. But first, a few shout-outs to some of you guys who keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. We have Joker Pink Floyd, we have Fionn Morgan in Golf, Zephin Bennett, we got ZZ Dude, more ZZ Dude, ZZ freezing my PC here. A lot of requests for Lady of Ireth, guys. Thank you for being so active in the comments and giving suggestions on champions that really their lack of guides out there on YouTube for. That's the whole reason that we made this channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the lady herself. So Lady of Ireth is a Syvlan Watcher legendary champion. Again, kind of worst to first. Maybe not exactly worst. Maybe not exactly first, but it was a great buff, as I said. She really fits the aesthetic of the Syvlan Watchers here. I love the cape. I love the whole motif here. It kind of feels like she should have poison on that spear. She does not, but nonetheless, it really fits with the whole vibe of Syvlan Watchers. I've always liked the look of this champion, just didn't like the kit of this champion. All right, so the base stats are really solid, 20k, way over 20k on the HP, which is great because her heal is based on her HP as well as her shield on her passive. She also has a decent amount of defense, almost 1200, and her speed is really good at 106. She has HP in all battles by 30% on the aura, so that's fantastic as well. Being all battles, it can be used in areas like Cintranos as well that doesn't have a dedicated aura for it. All right, Fey Bolt, her A1, actually a really solid A1. Attacks one enemy, instantly activates a random continuous heals on all allies with less than 85% HP. That is not a very high bar to clear, so a lot of instant activations on continuous heals off of her A1, which is nice because she's placing continuous heals on her third ability. But first, her A2, Mistwood Healing. It's actually a great heal. It's weird the way it reads. It makes you kind of wonder, is it really good or is it meh? It's really good. We have a 3-turn cooldown, a full cleanse on one target ally, and then heals that ally by 50% of this champion's max HP, and the heal can be critical. Kind of like Apothecary. So it's going to be a big heal. 9 times out of 10, if not more, it's going to be enough to fully heal that ally plus the cleanse. Now, in addition to that, if it doesn't heal them, it puts a block damage buff on them for 2 turns. I've been playing around with her for a week now or so after the buff, and I don't think I've seen 1 block damage. She's fully healing almost everybody. But the good news is, if the ally is fully healed, which is, again, almost always the case, it fills their turn meter by 50%, and then it heals all allies by half of the surplus heal. This can be a big AoE heal, plus that nice turn meter fill of 50% on the target, plus the cleanse of the target. Is actually a really good ability for starting out as a single target. It's really solid. On the Rhythmic Strength, or A3 ability, we get the big version of Strengthen and a continuous heal on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And then they added this part. Decrease the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion by 1 turn, kind of like Emic's ability, right? The fact that this can be on a 3-turn cooldown when booked, this is definitely a champion worth booking if you think you can get some value out of her. And I'll tell you what, the area rankings on hellhades.com are not updated on her yet, but the kit itself is. Overall rating now is a 4 out of 5. And again, these, I don't think they've updated. I think this is what they had like previous to the buff, because in terms of versatility, this champion really shines. You can use her as progression almost anywhere in the game, maybe not Fire Knight, but anywhere outside of that. So dungeons, key areas, clan boss, you know, the extension on the A3, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment here, but super powerful. Hydra, incredibly powerful on that A3 specifically, in the heals. Yeah, really good. Ice Golem Hard, going to be fantastic in areas like that as well. But they did update the skills though, the text. So maybe the area rankings are updated. I'm not sure. But either way, I do agree with the 4 out of 5 overall rank on this champion. Her passive though, Aegis of the Forest. It's, again, books are pretty important on this champion if you think you can use her. It's a 1-turn cooldown when booked, which is nice because it happens, well, every turn. Plays a shield buff on the ally with lowest HP. Excuse me. Place a shield buff equal to 50% of this champion's max HP on the ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns at the start of this champion's turn. It's not a game changer, but it's really nice to have. You get a nice shield. 15% isn't a lot, but again, it's based on her max HP. So it's going to help keep them alive so you can come back to the A3 or the A1 to instantly activate, right? Probably in the same turn. So it's really, really helpful there. Her kit makes a lot of sense now. Great heal, turn meter fill, instant activations, but this decreased the cooldown of all allies' skills. Why is it so powerful? It's so powerful, especially for new players out there, because it basically fixes the uptime and the downtime, or the uptime of debuffs and buffs, right? Moreover, it gets back to your best abilities, your best support abilities, your best nuking abilities, everybody's best abilities that might be on cooldown. It gets back to them faster, right? The uptime, though, is super important. Think about it this way. Let me just take a random champion here, like a Stag Knight, for example, right? Stag Knight has a great AoE on his A2. This works for buffs. It also works for debuffs, right? Obviously. But where are you, Staggy? I'm looking at Legendary because he's a Legendary in disguise. There you go. So it's a 3-turn cooldown, right? For the decreased attack and the decreased defense. But it only lasts for 2 turns. But with Lady of Ireth, and there's like hundreds of champions in the game that have the same dynamic, whether they're bringing buffs or debuffs or whatever, right? She's going to go in there and she's going to reduce the cooldown of all ally skills by 1 turn. Essentially, if things, work out, it's not always a little RNG involved, but most of the time, they're going to get back to that ability a little bit faster, right? So they can keep the uptime of those debuffs or buffs or whatever basically all the time on the targets, right? So that's why that A3 is super, super powerful. Now, of course, you can combine it with other abilities as well. There's, anywhere that you would use like kind of an emic type for that reason, you could use her as well, right? So really solid. Because of that, to take advantage of that really nice A3 ability, now that they added that text to it, I built her in I built her like this, right? Probably not a big surprise to all of you guys out there, but I put her in Relentless and Impulse. Impulse is hard to get. It's not mandatory, certainly. Immortal would work, You could put her in a Curing set to really take advantage of all those heals because she dishes out a lot now. But I love Relentless. Her getting an extra turn is going to bring the cooldown of the A3 down potentially, right? And, well, definitely, all right? So that A3 being 1 turn less now on Lady of Ireth gets back to it earlier, hence it's even better for everybody on your team. So that's why I had the Impulse as well. 12% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown by 1 turn, plus the Relentless. That's going to be a magic combination for Lady of Ireth. What do we have on here? Basically, survivability and HP are going to be our priorities. So HP on the ring, HP on the amulet, and I had some defense on the banner. I had a nice trip roll with speed there, and you don't want to totally neglect defense at the same time, although again, we are erring on the side. Stat priorities are going to be HP and speed. She's a pretty easy champion to build. I actually do have some resistance on her, but why the heck do I have that? That's the question. I mean, it's not bad to have some resistance on her, but her heal being so big based on HP, along with the shield, I think it's pretty much the no-brainer way to go here. So let's go ahead and make an adjustment on the fly. I thought that HP looked a little low. I'm not going to lie to you guys. All right, all things are right in the world. We do have HP. It's not the perfect chess piece because we would like, attack's not going to help us. We want HP as an ascension stat as well. We do have HP as the main stat percentage on the gauntlets, and then we're just looking for speed and HP on the substats of the rest of the gear. All right, so I love this build on her, guys. This is what we have for Masteries here. We went down, we picked up Timely Intervention, right? On healers, revivers, healers like Lady, increase the champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally hero's HP drops below 25%. This is especially effective because of the A1 of Lady of Ireth, because when somebody's HP drops below 25%, well, hell, that's way, way lower than the threshold of 85% to instantly activate those continuous heals. So we'd love to have her come in and, have a timely intervention and save that ally, right? On the defensive tree, we came down, more turn meter with Cycle of Revenge, and of course we picked up all the healing masteries, and most importantly, or equally as important, lasting gifts, right? Extend the duration of the strengthen, extend the duration of the continuous heal on that A3 ability. All right, so there it is. That's the build. Total stats, I do not have her empowered. I don't have her awakened, okay? So this is what we get, right? What would you go with blessing on Lady of Ireth? I think I would go maybe intimidating presence. You know, you could explore miracle heal if you wanted to, depending on where you're using her. If you wanted to, get some destroyed HP back. Emergency heal is fine, but she's placing the shield on an ally, so I wouldn't go in that direction. Certainly don't have enough accuracy to pull off a temporal chains or a brimstone or anything like that. She's not landing any debuffs. So I think, yeah, I would probably just go with, depending on exactly where you're using her, I'd probably just go with, an intimidating presence champion on my team. Iron Will's not gonna really matter that much. Heaven Cast is not gonna matter. Indomitable Spirit, maybe, if you wanted a little bit of, built-in cleanse, you could go that route. All right, guys, let's go ahead and give her a shot here. She fits in any progression team, like I said, in dungeons, specifically Ice Golem, keep everybody alive, but she fits in any team. You could even use her as kind of a quasi-seer reset, right? You might not have a Kymar or a Yumeko, and you could use her in that role, or a secondary Kymar and Yumeko for a Doom Tower. If you only have one copy of either of those champions, she could be kind of a mini reset. She's not going to fully reset the Karma Burn, but she can help get to it faster, right? As long as you can stay alive for a little bit. Let's play. I was actually just using her in really one of the most difficult areas of Cursed City, right? It's Soul Cross, hard, stage 18 or 19? 19. This stage is really tough, really tough. You end with this team here, or against this team, excuse me, but you start out against the double Taurus Marichka team. Well, thanks to Lady of Ireth and, a little help from the friends here, right? Krokmar, we have Vergumkar, we have Nekmothar, and we have Grand Oak, right? Here we go. Let's take this floor down here. Let's try to do on auto. Obviously, some RNG involved. We need to land those stuns. We do have a stun set on Krokmar and a stun set on Nekmothar, both who have AoEs for days. So here we go. We stunned one Taurus and one Marichka. We really want to keep the Marichka stunned specifically because she has the cleanse, she has the heal. You guys know Marichka, and you know Taurus. We want to keep the Taurus stunned because obviously they have the hard-hitting A2s that will counterattack whenever Marichka is hit. So here comes she opened up with her A2, as you guys saw, which is good. We don't really want to go with the A3 immediately because there's usually not a lot of skills to reduce cooldown on, right? Unless she's going last. So things are looking really nice so far. Those stuns are staying up, which is nice because I only have 2 of these champions in a stun set. Again, Krokmar and Marichka's down. Okay, the hard part is done. Now, Apex Predator. I love Apex. I love that skill name on Krokmar. Krokmar will have a full guide on here real soon. He's on my list to do really soon because he's a beast, man. He is a beast. All right, so guys, full auto taking care of that. It's hard to actually notice. It's not gonna show up on the stat sheet, so to speak, right? I kind of wanna rig it a little bit and just A1 cycle for just a teeny tiny bit here because the next wave is very, very hard too. It's a very relentless 3 waves here. Okay, good. That was actually good that we didn't kill there. We get a couple extra turns, a few extra turns. Thalia, you're so annoying, but hey, it's helping me out. I can A1 cycle and make sure that everything is fresh, provided we can even take her out. She's really, really quite annoying here. All right, what I'm going to do is come back at wave 2. This is boring. All right, guys, wave 2. Basata, Krokmar, Sophirian. So what we want to do here is, yeah, let's go in. We can get the increased speed from Nekmothar. I want to kind of try to stun lock here out the gate. We want to take down the Reviver, obviously, here. So we got him stunned. That's great. I think we're going to go in with there's nothing to cool down right now, and there's really nobody to heal. So let's just A1. Let's just open up with the A1 instead. Now we can get the increased speed from Nekmothar, come in and hopefully land a few stuns over here. Okay? No dice. Let's go with the A3, get that extra turn, and come in with the A2 ability. Let's land some stuns, please. Ooh, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. Let's go ahead and land some debuffs, hopefully, with Vergumkar, another underrated champion. Let's go in with I might have to cleanse some of those stuns off of from Basatha, so I don't want to burn the A2 of our guy. But then again, we have to cleanse over here, too. And we could have reduced the cooldown. Let's just go in with the A3, get that strengthen up, because we're going to need it. We're going to get some heavy hits coming in eventually here from these Krokmars on the other team. Here it goes, the increased crit rate, increased crit damage on the enemy team. And we're looking, let's just get a little turn meter fill there on the A3. And I forgot. Okay, we're good. Let's let's get a little heal down there, right? Why not? All right, let's come in with the A3. Oh, we got the extra turn, the Relentless proc, fantastic. Oh, this is looking good here, guys. This is looking good. Let's go into A3 again. Vergamkar, another underrated little fella, in my opinion. I've always liked the big lizard after his buff a couple years ago now. Go in, we landed a few more stuns. Let's ally attack against Sulfurium, the Reviver again. Get some nice AoEs on all those A1s as well. Now we can just full auto on here out. Let me beat this wave. I think it's pretty much good to go here. And then I'll come back on the third wave. Guys, I just kind of want to point out here, I lied, not third wave yet, but look at all the debuffs and look at all the buffs, right? There's, mostly 2-3 turns, a couple ones, but that's because, again, of what we talked about with that uptime, all made possible by the A3. Again, not going to show up in the stat sheet, but it's really nice to have. All right, guys, third wave, here we go. So we got Karato, we got a Jingwan over here. Why did I not notice Jingwan in the earlier screen? All right, let's come in with, let's just go with the A3 out the gate here. And then hopefully we get an extra turn. We can get back to that A3 again and keep the uptime up, all right? Here we go. Again, the buffing ability. Oh, there it is. Buffing ability, Apex Predator. Come in with the A2. Man, Krokmar. Give it to him, baby. There we go. All right, let's come in with the... Yameko's going to Dance of Time us soon. So let's try to take her down. I don't know if we can, but let's try. Keep in mind, every ally attack of, what's-his-face, Grand Oak, we are coming in as well with the, we're coming in there. Dance of Time strikes. We're coming in with the instant activation on that continuous heal. The good news is, even with Dance of Time, we can cleanse my team with Grand Oak, and then we have so many AoEs on A1s, right, on this team. Or there it is, right there again. Fantastic. And that's going to do it there. I can't wait to see her total heals, right? Very impressive there. And we didn't even use it most of the time because we didn't really need it with this team. Man, what a team, huh? What a squad. I like this team. I don't know why. 1.7 million on the heals. Man, she is a just top tier healer, no doubt about it there. So Krokmar doing most of the damage at 1.3 million almost. Let me go ahead and show you a quick Ice Golem run as well. All right, so here we go, guys. Ice Golem Hard 10 going in, and you're going to see, again, on the second wave, I don't know. I mean, Artak and Ghostborn are so OP, I think, that we might not even get back to it in time, but here we go. Going to go in there, place the burn. Lady of Ireth, go. Okay, there she goes with the A3. Decrease cooldown of all ally skills. So again, we're going to be able to get back to the Karma burn a lot faster, right? Now, again, not this next turn, she's already going to have Karma burn back. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be a Seer, doesn't have to be a team like this. You guys get the point, right? It could be an Eleanor. It could be a Xavia, right? It could be any damage dealer that you just want to get back to their big, hard-hitting abilities faster. So there she goes. She's already back to it. Only 2 turns away. And now we can go right back in, right? Clan banner goes up. Now, the ironic thing about... I'm interested to see how this run goes. Because typically here, we just kind of want the team to wipe. But I think Lady of Ireth might be like, no. We're going to keep everybody alive because I'm such an uber healer. Let's see. So she goes in and gets an extra turn. Reduces cooldown again. It's going to be helpful for Artak. Make sure we keep those burns up. Keep activating those burns, right? Silken Snare comes in, but then Seer comes in and removes everything. All right, extra turn. I think she got double extra turns there, which is really nice. That means everybody has all their abilities right back up. That means Seer's 1 turn away already again from Karma Burn. She lands the clan banner. We get a nice heal on everybody. Go in with the ally attack. And again, like I said earlier, just a moment ago, it's a little bit ironic here because on this particular team, we'd like Artak to be kind of the last man standing and to solo this beast. I don't have Artak empowered, but I do have emergency heal on him. I think I have a 5 or 6 star blessing on him with emergency heal. And I mean, that's enough for Artak to, without insane gear, just solo Ice Golem Hard 10 or any level of Ice Golem Hard. So here we go. Still doing good work here, though, right? It's not that slow, even with Artak and the whole team alive still. It's kind of funny that she's just like, nope, no one's going to die. I'm not going to allow it here. I could also easily run like a Lydia instead of a Lady Mikage to have a fail-safe revive, especially if you didn't have an Artak solo strategy. But I think that the point I'm trying to convey here is whether it's Hydra, whether it's Ice Golem, long battles, short battles, especially long battles, keeping that uptime on the buffs and debuffs, super important. Obviously going to be negated by Seer on this particular team. Super important, super powerful, and just overall a great healer with that cooldown. So I think she can benefit a lot of players out there. Now we have the solo Artak. He's going to be able to go ahead and finish this job here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at one more time at the stats of Lady of Ireth. Let me know what you think of this champion, what you think of this buff. I think Plarium nailed it. I would love to see really strong buffs like this even more often. 3-minute run, not too bad, considering no traditional reset here. We have Lady of Ireth, again, 1.6 million on the heals. Very competent. That strength, and we never really talked about the strength that she brings. 25% damage mitigation. So powerful in this game. Wow, what trash gear here. What are we doing with this stuff? What are we doing here? Get out of here. All right, guys, keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.